Hey lovelies, and welcome to today's video. Thank you for joining me. Now, as I said in a video that I put up last week, I'm going to be doing a reading and showing you how I've begun to fill in my yogic journal. So if you haven't already seen that video, I put it up over on my IGTV, so I'll put a link in the description below if you do want to go and check out that video, because it might give a bit more context to what this video is about. So basically that video was me kind of unboxing this brand new deck and journal that I purchased for myself. Not affiliated, it's not an ad, this is just something that I bought myself, which I think is absolutely fabulous, and it's beautiful, and I wanted to share it with you. So if you want to go and check that out, the link is below. A very quick recap: it was the Yogic Path Oracle deck and the matching Yogic Path journal, so that you can reflect and follow your energies and what you're drawing throughout the month. So I have started to have a look through this in the last couple of days. I'm not really au fait with anything Ayurvedic or anything like that, or anything really that deeply to do with yoga, apart from I've done it a few times. So it's all new to me. So I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I'm just going to share with you what I've been doing. There's not a lot of in-depth detail, but I hope that you find it interesting, and I hope that even if you don't want to get these particular things, the whole principle of the fact of intentions and grounding and reflection and journaling is something that I actively encourage to everyone, to throughout all of my content, to my students, to clients, that I always have. If I can have give one bit of advice, it's always to just take a step back, reflect, and then work from a point of reflection. Because if you can't take stock of what's happened and how you got to be where you are, then it's incredibly difficult to then think of what needs to change or what action you need to take to get to where you want to be. So the principle of that is very much in this process as well, which is why I was drawn to it, which is why I really wanted to do it. So I read the guidance that's in the beginning of the journal, because like I said, I'm new to this as well. So that gave me a lot to think about. I do, again, on that previous video, go through all of the pages, but I'll just show you the relevant ones today. I'm sat on my foot, so I'm just going to move. Sorry. There we go, much better. Let's move this down so you can see me. Great. So we have the Yogic Path journal. So I'll start with this because this leads on to then the cards that I drew from it. So we have here in the beginning, it has some little guidance on doshas, which from what I can tell, a dosha is like it's like an energy center. It's the energy that is surrounding you in that day. So there are 3 different types. There's the vata, which is all about being creative. There's the pitta, which is the kind of the fiery, just get stuff done, actionable kind of do stuff energy. And then the kapha days, which are the chilling, the healing, the respite, the rest days. So that's 3 doshas, 3 types of energy to be mindful of, which makes a lot of sense, because I don't know about you, but I definitely have days where I'm creative, have days where I just want to get stuff done, and I have days where I just want to retreat and just chill out and recover, basically. So those are the energy points that it asks you to be mindful of. And then the journal is then split into months, and each month split into days. So I've done my first month, and the first month is undated, so I've put my own. I've obviously started in September, and the theme for this month in the journal is Dharma, and Dharma is your soul's purpose. So that is what the reflection was all about at the beginning of the month for this one. So I'm going to share with you what I wrote in my journal. It's nothing too personal or anything like that. It's just kind of how I've been feeling, and also might give you some inspiration if you want to start journaling for yourself, or if you have this and you want to start using it. So it starts off with questions, again, themed about your Dharma, which is your soul's purpose. So it's like bearing that in mind as you answer the questions. So we have the questions asked are: what am I curious about? What do people come to me for? How can I further share my gifts, and how can I be of service? So things that I am curious about at the moment, I don't think my answer really relates to necessarily my Dharma, but I reflected on what I'm curious about right now. I kind of just let my intuition tell me what to write rather than overthinking it too much, which is again a really good technique if you're doing your own journaling and your own reflection, is maybe not to overthink it and just let your brain empty onto the page and just write. Even if it doesn't feel like it's making a lot of sense, you can go back over it when you're done and kind of interpret what you've written. But if you get a flow going, then that's great. Just kind of almost unconsciously just let it spill out, let it write out. So I let my intuition guide me. I didn't write an awful lot. So it says, what am I curious about? So right now I've been sat with my thoughts a lot over the last couple of weeks, and I've been thinking about where my path is leading me. Am I going in the right direction? Which I think are questions that all of us ask probably quite often. And can I and do I help people? Because I know that for my soul's purpose and what I want to do, and the reason I share what I share is because I want to share with you things that have helped me in the hope that they will help you. So I think a lot of that is to do with my soul's purpose, is that I like to help people. I like to support people. I like to show people love. So I think that really relates to that for me. Then what do people come to me for? So I, again, thought about my intuition and also thought about not just work life, but personal life, members of my family and friends, and what I've been told before. And generally speaking, people will come to me for honest, straight talking. I'm not someone who, if you ask me for advice or ask me for guidance or something like that, I'm not someone who's just going to tell you what you want to hear. I will be honest and straight talking and get you to maybe ask yourself some tricky questions, which may make you feel uncomfortable. But that's what a process is, a process of change and a process of healing and a process of moving on. Isn't always easy. It's rarely easy, actually, and there's usually an awful lot to face up to, which is where the reflection is always a really great place to start, because otherwise if you're kind of just taking things as they are right now, you're starting in the middle and you need some context, you need some understanding of how you got to this point. So that's why it's always good to first go back and then reflect on what's happened. So people generally come to me for honest, straight talking, guidance on how to make decisions and how to make a change. So and that is what I'm most passionate about, because it's something that I have done for myself a number of times in my life. I've gone from very different situations to another, and I've never shied away from change, but it wasn't easy. It's never easy. It takes a lot of effort, and there are many, many, many people out there who do want change or think they want change but aren't willing to do the work. And then you can't really want... If you want something, you'll do it and you'll find a way, is basically what I'm saying. So it's helping people along that process is what I am particularly passionate about. So that's what people come to me for. So that relates to my Dharma, to my soul's purpose. So how can I further share my gifts? Well, I share a lot of what I do online. It's accessible to everybody. It's completely free. This video you're watching right now, for example, my weekly podcast, my blog, my mini blogs over on Instagram, videos I share on IGTV, they're accessible to everybody, and I want to be able to share that. But then there's the other elements of things where if you want to dig that bit deeper and you want some more structured guidance and structured support and help along that journey a little bit more consistently, then that's where my services come into account. That's where I've got my online courses. I've got students who take all different ones of those. I have my membership program. There's and I have workbooks and crystal sets and everything that you can access, which is part of the work that I do. So I'm trying to do both ways, in the sense that it is my job. I am making a living from it to be able to help people, and it's something I want to do. And I'm hoping that is accessible to most people, for those who want to make a change. But I also am able to put out an awful lot of free content as well to get people started, to give people a nudge and things like that. So that's how I feel like I'm sharing my gifts for my soul's purpose. And how can I be of service is the fourth box. So I've put that I can help people reflect, big thing for me. And from that, help people to tune into themselves and guide them to finding their true path. And that is what I do. That is what I want to do. That's what I love to do. So those are my kind of monthly reflections on my soul's purpose, for the purpose of my Dharma. And then the second page of the monthly spread at the beginning of the month, it asks you to set a month's intention. It gives you a monthly affirmation, and then it encourages you to do a 3-card reading from the Yogic Path deck. And this is, again, it's all about Dharma, about your purpose. So it says, so it's got 3 questions here. So a question to ask for number 1, number 2, and number 3, which I have done. So first of all, let's have a look at, it says, what is your month's sankalpa, which is intention. And I've put that I am confident on my path and I trust in the universe. It's something I've really needed to kind of check myself on recently, is because I'm only human and we all want things to happen. We can all be very impatient, but I have to remind myself, particularly at the moment, to trust in the universe and to maybe that there is something in the works for me that I don't know about, or the universe has bigger plans for me than I can maybe consciously make for myself. So it's about trusting in the universe. Is a big thing for my intention. And then the affirmation that it has here for your Dharma is, I am in alignment with my Dharma. So that's a lovely affirmation for you to make there. So to the reading, it gives you 3 questions to ask. So it says, what is my Dharma leading towards? That's my first card. So what is my soul's purpose leading me towards? What karma is in the way was card number 2. And it explains that karma is the universe's feedback when you are astray. So that's something that feels particularly relevant to me at the moment. And then card number 3 is, what can help me experience Kriya? And Kriya is the flow you experience when you are in alignment with your soul's purpose, with your Dharma. So I went ahead and shuffled my deck, and each time I asked one question. So I shuffled it, asked the first question, what is my Dharma leading me towards? And I stopped when I felt compelled to stop, and I drew the card of Kappa. So I haven't used this deck before, so on seeing this card for the first time, I wasn't quite sure what to take from it. I didn't have kind of any instant intuition other than maybe about being with the earth, being with nature, kind of spoke to me there. So the card deck comes with this really great guidebook. It's detailed without being too wordy, because I know there are a lot of decks out there that have explanations that just are very wordy, and they can be very difficult to try and interpret when you're reading the meaning of the card. But thankfully this one isn't wordy at all, and it gives a really good explanation. So if I look up the card Kappa, I'll show you again in that. So each card has a double page spread, so it shows you the card, and then it just has a paragraph of it if the card is the right way up, in the light, and the card and the explanation of the card is upside down, which is coming from its shadow place. So all of the cards that I drew were the right way up. So my kappa, so this is what is my Dharma leading me towards, says that you are grounded into Earth's energy. So that is something that I got from that card. So grounded into Earth's energy, and carry a subtle calmness which will make others naturally gravitate towards you, bringing peace, understanding and comfort to your community, and the shoulder anyone can lean on. So that is something that everything I've spoken about my Dharma being really resonates with that. So I was really pleased. That's really lovely to have that this is the card that I landed on for that. So it says that you embody Earth's wisdom. You may have created a life, or you're envisaging one that will bring you great contentment and stability. So again, that really resonates with me at the moment, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that we are trying to sell our home. We're going to make a big move to the other end of the country, start a new life, packing up our boys. There's going to be new workplaces, there's going to be new schools, new surroundings. So that is a life I'm envisaging at the moment that will bring hopefully a lot of contentment and stability, and just remember to never become too attached to anything, as all is temporary. Things are always moving and always changing, and to be open to that. So this card saying, well, what is my Dharma leading me towards, makes an awful lot of sense for me, and I'm really happy about that. The next card I drew, card number 2, is what karma is in the way. So what is the universe's feedback on that journey? Excuse me. So I picked out Kundalini. So as you can see, this is a lady here, looks like maybe meditating. All of her chakras are lit there. So this is saying to me something about balance, energies, being tuned in, things like that. That's what I'm getting from this picture. So if we look up this card and have a look about what it's saying about the universe's feedback on my purpose, which would be good to know. So Kundalini, it's the primordial cosmic energy and serpent power. Yes, there's snakes in the picture there that I didn't mention a minute ago. So it says here that serpent-like energy that exists in the base of your spine, so in your root chakra, your base chakra, has awoken. So you may have noticed that you feel more spiritually aware than ever before, and you're more sensitive to energies and quickly manifesting your thoughts. So this, again, resonates with me, and it may resonate with you, because it's something that I've noticed from conversations I've had with people recently, is there's been a lot of energy shifts recently, especially in the last couple of weeks, and I think it's got a lot to do with what's going on in the world. There's an awful lot of energy being thrown around in the world at the moment, some of it good, some of it quite turbulent, bad, full of a lot of kind of negativity, fear and anxiety. It's very prevalent at the moment, probably more so than it's been for a long time across the biggest of spaces, because we're all experiencing the same issue with the pandemic. So rather than it being localized to maybe one region or a set of countries, and it's very easy to distance yourself from and not allow that to affect you, something like the COVID-19 pandemic that we're going through at the moment, it's everywhere. So it's having this huge energetic effect, which is why I think a lot of people are suddenly becoming very aware of their highs and lows and heavy energy, and things like that. So I think that's something that's that really resonates and will resonate with a lot of people, actually. So it says here that your heart is full of deep compassion and desire to serve others, and you have a keen awareness of your purpose. So that makes sense, because I've just spent the last chunk of time talking about my purpose. And it says about through grounding, you'll be able to experience a beautiful and blissful Kundalini awakening that takes you exactly where you are meant to be. So that's something that I do feel a lot of, a connection with, I'd say, because I do feel like I need to be grounded a lot at the moment because of all the energies being thrown around and feeling very up and down. Grounding feels like something that, yeah, absolutely, definitely should be doing, and I think a lot of us need to do at the moment. So then my third card is what can help me experience Kriya, and Kriya meaning the flow of and being in alignment with your soul's purpose. So I picked the card to excuse my pronunciations of these because I've not done this before, but Sahasrara, I think that says Sahasrara. So again, I love the colours of this card, all the pinks and purples, and to me it just seems like a very spiritual card. So it says what's helping me experience Kriya. This looks like an alignment card, maybe some enlightenment, some higher energy. That's what I'm getting from this card. So if we look up that one, and it says it is about chakras, so alignment makes sense. It's a great card to have drawn, I think, for this purpose. So yes, it's all about the crown chakra, which is your higher self. It's where all your higher energy and your connection to the divine, your connection to your higher self is all in the crown chakra. So this is what this card represents. So it says you may have noticed intuitive rushes of creative wisdom channeling through you, which is very true. I have had the last couple of weeks in particular some bursts of things. I've got lots of new projects that have been coming out. I've got lots of new things that have launched recently, if you've seen over on my website, my social media, new courses, new resources for you to use, free and otherwise, and there's lots of new videos coming out and podcasts and things. I have been feeling a lot of creative bursts recently. And these creative bursts are called a download, and it is a message from the divine selected to come to you because you have the potential to birth it on this planet. So that's it aligning with my purpose. And these downloads occur when the crown chakra is open, which may only be for a few seconds. And find what brings you to these channeling states and bring yourself there as much as possible. And these intuitive hits chose you. Now it's your time to birth them to life. So yeah, so that again, all three of these cards connect really well for me at the moment. If you have a card deck, you may not have this card deck, but if you have a card deck that you really like using, then I recommend doing a reading such as this, where the first card, you don't have to use the same terminology here. You can ask it, what is my soul's purpose leading me towards? What is my purpose? Where is my purpose leading me? What is my purpose leading me towards? Card 2, what is in the way? What's stopping me? 3, and then what can help me align with that purpose and have that flow. So you can apply this principle to any deck. I'm not saying that you need to have this particular deck. I'm showing you this one because it's my new one and I love it. But you can apply that principle to any deck, basically. Okay, so after the monthly pages, we're on to the last bit now. Each page is divided into 2 days. So I did my first day. It has, you need to put in the date. You can circle, there is a double page spread at the beginning of this that explains all about the energies from your menstrual cycle, depending on what days you're on in your cycle, which is really interesting. It gets you to cycle the stage that you're in on your menstrual cycle. And then 3 things that you are grateful for, to highlight those each day. It recommends doing these in the morning if you can, because it's got the morning section. And then these 3 slightly darker boxes are your reflection sections for the end of the day. So I've done my first bit of the day, and then later on I'll do my reflections. So 3 things that I'm grateful for today. My boys being happy. They both bounced off to school this morning, which was great. I have the freedom to come and go as I please. I can basically get up from here, go and do what I want, come back when I want. Those are freedoms that a lot of people in the world don't have. And the third thing I'm grateful for today are the opportunities that lie ahead of me. And again, that's related to me thinking ahead to the moves we want to make and things that we have open to us. So those are my 3 things that I am grateful for. It says to think about what dosha you're in on a certain day. So whether you're in that creative vata, getting things done pitta, or that kind of recovery healing kapha. I'm definitely feeling vata today. I'm feeling creative. I'm doing a lot of creative things today. I'm making videos and things like that. So that's what I've done. Today's intention is to create, to ground, and to be peaceful. And an affirmation, I am doing my thing and I'm loving it. And then it also encourages you to pull a card at the beginning of each day. So I asked a very open question of the deck. I just said, what message do you have for me today? And I picked out Ahimsa. So this, again, on first look, this is someone opening up to the world, maybe embracing the world and nature and everything it has to offer. There's trees and you have the lions and everything. So that's what I got from first look of that card. And then looking up the meaning of that card, so I don't know this deck very well yet. Ahimsa, it's non-violence is its meaning. So it says here that you have been observant of how your thoughts affect your actions and how your actions reflect the quality of your life. So I've already spoken about that, about how people can be feeling very anxious at the moment, that I need to trust in the universe more, things like that. So that makes a lot of sense. And through actively changing your internal monologue, you are manifesting a heightened state of consciousness, which has got the higher I there at the top of the card, and continue to fine-tune your inner language to radiate compassion, joy, and peace. Even the most disciplined of yogis still look in the mirror and think negative thoughts about themselves, get frustrated while stuck in traffic, or speak words to a loved one that don't radiate love. These moments are your guru reminding you of where you still need to grow. So overcoming your triggers facilitates growth. So yeah, so there definitely is a growth in this image. And each time you feel the voice of negativity come through, sing back to it words of ahimsa, compassion. And you'll quickly find these words echoed back by all those you encounter. So it's very much that kind of give out what you want to receive, give out compassion, nip those negative thoughts in the bud, and compassion will, if you give compassion, compassion will flow your way. So that was my daily card. And then later on, I've got the reflection boxes to the 3 reflection boxes to fill in later today. This is my highlight of today. Today I learned and I love myself because, and that's a really great way to round up your daily reflection, is the reason why you love yourself. So that's really good. So yeah, so that is me working through my new journal, my new deck, all principles that you can use in your own journals or your own blank journals. Doesn't have to be the specific one. The whole principle of the thing is everything that I believe in, everything that I believe to be true and helpful about reflecting being the best place to start. So thank you. It's been quite a long video today, but there was a lot to fit in. So thank you for sticking with me this far. I hope you found it interesting. I purchased both of these, both the journal and the deck, on Amazon. So they if you give Amazon a search for Yogic Path, they'll both come up. Like I said, I'm not affiliated or anything. It's just something that I've purchased for myself and I really love and I wanted to share with you. So I hope that you have a great week. I'll be putting out some more videos very soon, one next week. And there's also exclusive videos going up in the Realistic Holistic membership every week as well. This week, the video going up in there for exclusive for members is how to create a crystal charm. So that's kind of a way of creating a charm with a crystal with that little bit of extra magical oomph, energetic oomph to get it working for you. So if you want to check that out, again, the links for the membership, for my brand new courses about mastering your brand new course about mastering your mindset, everything, it's all in the description below, or you can go to katiebatt.com and you'll find links to everything over there as well as a link to your a free reflection workbook if that's something that you want to get started on. So yeah, I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you for joining me and take care. Bye.